What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be looking at 4 exercises you can use to improve your single leg stability, control, and balance. So this could be, maybe you're in a situation where you just want exercises to help reduce the risk of injury. Maybe you've had something like an ankle sprain, or you've sprained one of the ligaments in your knee, or maybe you just have issues with your balance when standing on one leg. If any of those apply to you, then you'll want to stay tuned for today's video. For the first exercise, you're going to use a loop band. If you don't have any of these, I'll put a link down in the description so you can get some. You're going to put this around both legs up just above your knees. And then what we're going to do here is stand on whichever leg you want to work. I'd recommend doing all these exercises on both sides. Hands on your hips. This is called a standing hip abduction. So I'm going to go into just a little bit of a squat, and then one leg's going to go out to the side. So I'm really working on control, stability, and balance on my left leg. So the band, as this leg goes out in abduction, the band wants to pull my knee medially, inwardly. So I have to use my glutes to hold my leg in this neutral position. So you want to think about your arch of your foot, keeping that arch in sort of a neutral position. You don't want your arch to collapse down and pronate, so you're going to keep your arch up. And then you also want to think about not letting this knee collapse inwardly. So maintain those two positions. And go for, so here I got to work my balance. There we go. Get it locked in. You're going to go for 10 repetitions. So I would just do 10 on one leg and then instantly just shift over, find that position, find my neutral arch position, knee over my foot, and then the same thing, work on my stability and balance on the other side. Okay, so this is our first exercise. It's called a banded standing hip abduction. For the second exercise, this is called a lateral step down. You're going to use a step like this. Again, I'll put a link down in the description if you want to get one of these. You can also just use a stair at your house. So you're going to stand right at the edge of that step, hands up on your hips again, and then you're going to reach down with the heel on the other side and then touch your heel and come back up. Obviously, you can change the height of your step. If it's taller, it's going to make it more challenging. The key with this is to touch with the heel. If you touch with your toes, you'll be tempted to push off. So really we're thinking about touching with that heel, and then like the last exercise, think about keeping your knee over your foot, try not to let it come in or too far out, and then also think about controlling your arch. So once you get going, again, I just shoot for, it doesn't have to be 10 repetitions, but that's just can be a good number. You could go up to 20, whatever it is, but make sure you work both sides. With all these exercises, I would go for 3 to 4 sets and maybe try to do them 3 times a week to really improve your stability, control, balance, and even a little bit of strength with this one. Okay, so again, this one's called the lateral step down. For the third exercise, this one's called a clock reach or star reach. So I'm gonna put my hands on my hips, stand on one leg, and then reach to the positions of the clock. So I'm reaching with the other leg, reaching out. I'm gonna go through all the positions. This is one we use quite a bit after ankle sprains and after sprains in the knee joint. So great with those types of injuries as a rehab exercise. Again, just can be useful anytime you're looking to reduce your risk of injuries, just work on your balance. Even if you're healthy, these are good exercises to practice. But again, if you've had a hip, knee, or ankle injury, especially one of the joint or the surrounding ligaments, these are great exercises to implement. So for this one, think about going around the clock 5 times, and then once you've done 5 on that side, then of course switch to the other leg. I know for me, my left leg is a little bit more challenging, so make sure you work that other side. Even if you haven't had any injuries there, again, it can be good for reducing the risk of injuries. Okay, so that's the clock reach. The fourth exercise is a hip-biased single leg squat or a skater squat. So for this one, I'm going to stand to the side so you can see what my body is doing. I'm going to think about sticking my butt back and leaning my trunk forward, creating sort of a hinge at my hip. Now again, this is a single leg control and stability exercise, so I want to be thinking about the same things as in the last few exercises, not letting my knee go in or out too much, or my arch collapsing and pronating, or supinating, really trying to maintain the position of my knee in the frontal plane here, so I don't want my knee to go too far like this. Same thing with my arch. So really try to control those, but then sit your butt back, lean your trunk forward. This will help to engage the glutes, kind of looks like that speed skater kind of position. And again, think about a set of 10 repetitions and then switch and make sure you get the other leg. Go back and forth and think about getting around 3 sets. Okay, so those are some of my favorite exercises for working on single leg stability and control. My book also has programs for the entire body, has an ankle sprain program, a knee ligament sprain program, a bunch of programs for each region of the body. You could go into the lower body programs and just pick some of the exercises from those programs. So if that's something you'd be interested in, I'll put an Amazon link for my book down in the description. I hope this video is helpful to you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.